Welcome back to another Diamond Dudes video. This is kind of an impromptu video as we got some major breaking news out of Major League Baseball. Alex Bregman has finally made his decision. He is signing with the Boston Red Sox. It is a 3-year, $120 million contract with an opt-out after years 1 and 2 and will include some deferred money. Brady, the Red Sox finally get their right-handed bat. What are we thinking?
Sorry, Detroit. I mean, holy crap.
Man,
The contract that they offered is kind of sad with how appealing it is. He just hates Detroit, I guess.
yeah,
I mean, Comerica sucks for his swing, but just in general, the money and the years was right what he was looking for, but I
yeah,
guess
there
he just
was
really did not want Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just reported by The Athletic that the Detroit Tigers offered a 6-year, $170 million contract, which Bregman obviously declined. He opted to go with the shorter term deal, bet on himself. He can opt out after next year or after 2026. He will make a little under $40 million per year because, as the report did indicate, there is some deferred money. We don't know the exact amount as of this very moment. But man, the Red Sox finally get that right-handed bat. We've waited all offseason for this. Breslow was extremely patient. He gets his guy, huge AAV, but at this moment, I don't think a single Red Sox fan cares about that because they get that guy that can slot right into the middle of the order, who is going to absolutely rake at Fenway Park. The dude has a
hmm
1,200 OPS in career games at Fenway Park. Just an
I mean,
unbelievable
he's
guy.
gonna absolutely destroy that monster. He's gonna absolutely smack the monster this season.
I would not be shocked if he hit 25 bombs with ease. With ease. Maybe even 30. I know he's entering kind of the later stage of his career. He's over 30 now, but man, other than Houston with the Crawford boxes, Fenway Park is easily the second best park for a hitter of his profile. And man, as a Red Sox fan, both of us are, we are just ecstatic with
I
this move.
mean, Bob Nightingale,
They
he just
absolutely had
tweeted
to get it
something.
done. They had to get it done.
Bob Nightingale just tweeted what his numbers are compared to Fenway and Minute Maid, whatever it's called now. Fenway, he batted 375, 1240 OPS. With
Three
Houston, he was batting 269 with an 847. That's a 400 point increase in
400
OPS.
point. Obviously, limited games at Fenway Park in his
Yeah,
career,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he has absolutely mashed since entering the league back in 2016 at Fenway Park. I remember when they played us in 2017, absolutely destroyed us.
Hmm.
I mean, we don't know the optics there, obviously. 2017, kind of an asterisk there. But regardless, absolute stud. Going to slot right in the middle of the order. Right now, Fox Sports just released a tweet on their account of the projected 2025 order. And it's got Jaron Duran, Rafael Devers, Alex Bregman at the 3 hole, Tristan Casas, Trevor Story, Masataka Yoshida, Willie Abreu, Connor Wong, and Sadon Rafaela rounding it out. Man, that is a lineup that I think Red Sox fans can get excited about. I don't think anyone wanted Trevor Story with his injury history as a Boston Red Sox hitting in that third spot. I,
No,
I think
no.
this is a fantastic move for Breslow in this front office. And I want to pose a question to you.
Yeah.
Do you believe that the Nick Pivetta signing with the San Diego Padres altered this deal in any way? Because as everyone knows, the Red Sox offered the QO, the qualifying offer, to Nick Pivetta at the beginning of the offseason, which he declined. And when you decline a qualifying offer, when that another team in the league signs that player, they have to then give up that draft pick to you.
Yep.
So when the
Yep.
Red Sox
I
acquired
mm,
that draft pick, when Nick Pivetta walked to the Padres just earlier this evening, they get the deal done about an hour later. And because Bregman was also offered the QO, which he declined, so the Red Sox get a pick with Pivetta and then give one right up for Bregman. So do you think that had
hmm
any sort of
hmm
was it some sort of domino effect in this whole Alex Bregman saga?
I definitely think so, simply because of how close these two deals were to each other. I mean, an hour in like baseball movement. I mean that's incredibly quick. I
Yeah,
think if Pivetta had signed with the Padres like last week and then this deal got done, I wouldn't say that there was much of a correlation. But considering what he then Bregman signed how long ago? Like an hour ago,
Yeah,
and Pavetta
just very
signed like
recently.
2 hours ago. I think I obviously it's impossible to say for sure, but I definitely would say that there's much more of a possibility of a connection than not for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if the deal with Detroit had any sort of legs too. Wonder if Bregman went back to Boston and said, "Hey, I got this deal on the table. I need you to up that AAV." Obviously, the Red Sox were never going to match the 6 years that he was searching
No.
for with the high AAV, but with
Mhm.
40 million AAV, that's with opt-outs. That's going to be a hard deal for Bregman to turn down because it was initially rumored that he had two 6-year offers, and now it's looking like and that was maybe outside of Houston. So now it's looking like that was from Detroit and from Toronto. Many sources have said that he never really wanted to go to Toronto, and now it looks like he never really wanted to go to Detroit. Like we've mentioned, like you mentioned at the very beginning of the episode, Comerica doesn't really profile for his player
No,
profile.
not
Boston,
no, not at all.
Fenway
No.
absolutely does. So that's
Yes.
where the difference is. He wants
Yes.
to, as he gets towards the end of his career, he wants to see those numbers continuing to improve, not go on the decline, which
I'm seeing
America eats
two
up every
new
ball.
tweets here.
So,
We've got one from Passan. It looks like he's going to play second.
oh, that
Looks
was my
like
next
Bregman is going to be
question.
playing second base.
Wow, interesting.
That
Okay,
is
so
the expectation is Alex Bregman will play second base for Boston. Sources tell ESPN. Even though the Red Sox have top prospect Christian Campbell coming, they saw Bregman having enough of an impact that they offered 40 million a year with deferrals to make the deal happen.
wow, yeah, that
And Bob Nightingale just tweeted as well. The Cubs offered 4 years, 120.
wow. So the same amount, money wise, but the Red Sox just had it 1 year less, which
Hmm,
obviously kicked up that AAV. I wonder if there was any deferrals in there or any opt outs, but incredible. That tweet from Passon just a minute ago. That was my next question was
literally.
if we believe that Bregman would play second base and kind of keep Christian Campbell, top prospect for the Red Sox, I think ranked number 7 as of last week.
Mhm.
Uh, will that keep him in the minors, or we were going to pose was that going to put Bregman at third, keep him at his original spot, move Rafael Devers to DH, and then do some sort of deal with Masataka Yoshida? Obviously, passing clears that up, but just
Interesting moves
just
here.
unbelievable. I think maybe that has to do a little bit with Masataka Yoshida coming into camp yesterday, looking phenomenal. I mean,
Looking great. Yeah, he looks
he
fantastic.
looked
Yeah.
very strong. His
He looks
swing looked
World
strong.
Baseball Classic type shit.
Coming
For
off
real.
the shoulder surgery, there were some question
Mhm.
marks, but he looked noticeably stronger yesterday at camp. That clears that up. I believe he will be the everyday DH since the Red Sox have numerous options in the outfield. They still have top prospect Roman Anthony coming up, likely this year, still only 20 years old, but he will be on the up and up very soon.
3 years
But
younger than me.
man,
Wonderful.
so with this move, where does this put the Red Sox in the American League? Where do they rank?
Well, I want to first look at the division. AL East, I won't say first, but with the moves that they have made total and with Bregman really rounding out that off season, I mean, spring training is a week or two away. We've already gotten catchers and pitchers reporting. I think they're pretty much, I won't say a lock, but I'll say a lock for a playoff spot at this point. Um,
Yeah,
I think the Dodgers, the Yankees are, I mean, they're going to be the favorite for that number one spot in the AL East, but I mean, the Red Sox, this isn't just a Red Sox fan talking either. I mean, optically, they look fantastic top to bottom. The only hole that I can see is a maybe one more arm in the bullpen. But even that, I mean, that's not even it's not a necessity. Like they
David
look fantastic
Robertson.
top to bottom.
Bring in David
I
Robertson,
bring them in,
and
bring
you
them in
round off this
now.
offseason to
Yeah,
it would oh man, I need David Robertson in a Red Sox uniform. That's all I can say. I don't know how to describe it. I need David Robertson in a Red Sox uniform.
now
But man, I think in the American League, I'm still going to give the Yankees that slight advantage, although they
yeah,
did lose
they
Juan
have to.
Soto in free agency. They did bring in Max
Yeah,
Fried, right? They did trade for Devin Williams. That is, I think that might be one of the most underrated off-season moves for any team.
Even
Yes, he
though he
only has
lost
1 year
like
on
all
that
of his
deal,
aura. Yeah.
but that is a legitimate closing option for the Yankees, and then they can
Yeah.
slot Luke Weaver into that setup man role. So I'm going to give the Yankees that slight advantage in the AL East and first overall in the whole American League.
Hmm.
But outside of them, I'm not sure if I'm willing to put any other team above the Red Sox at this point. I think I might have
Hmm.
the Sox as the second best team in the American League. Now,
At this point, yeah.
that with that said, they are in the American League East with the Yankees. So if they don't win the division, they will be a wild card team and they could be slotted in that 4 seed in the playoff picture. But with these playoffs, seeding seems to be less uh, of importance. I might
Yeah.
add, the 84 win Diamondbacks just went to the World Series less than 2 years ago. They
Yeah.
defeated the 100 win division rival Dodgers and they swept them. They finished 16 games under them in the regular season. I think regardless, the Red Sox just have to get into the playoff picture, which I think they will for the first time since 2021. They've 3 straight years missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think before this
Not
deal,
happy in Beantown.
they were still on the cusp of a playoff team. They were
Hmm.
right around that
Hmm.
84, 85 win team. But I think with Bregman, that will catapult them to about an 88, 89, 90 win team. Um,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and I don't see how that doesn't get them into the postseason in a weaker American League.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
American League too. It's not the National League where you've got a bajillion top tier teams. I mean, the
yeah.
American League has been wide open.
Oh, 100%. There's like 8 teams in the National League that I
Mhm.
can legitimately say,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
I could see
Oh
them in
yeah.
the playoffs. I could see them deep in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
three in the NL West. You're right there. Diamondbacks,
It's insane.
Padres, Dodgers, easily. You got three in the
Yeah.
NL East, Braves, Phillies, Mets. And in the Central,
Jeez.
the Cubs have gotten significantly better.
Yes.
I would say
Yes.
that's at least 7 teams. So right there, you're going to have one team not make the playoffs.
Yes. And
So
all three of those teams optically would slot in like as a maybe a top, maybe better than the Yankees
yeah,
in the American League. Maybe not the Diamondbacks or something, but throw the Dodgers over there, throw the Padres, the Phillies. I mean, they're the
Phillies.
number
I
one
feel
seed in
like,
the
and
American
I feel like
League.
the Braves are going way under the radar because they
Oh
were
yeah.
quickly
Oh yeah.
eliminated in last year's postseason. They have a
Mhm.
ton of players coming off the injured list. They're getting
Yes.
Strider
Yes, they're
back.
going to be
They're
a
getting
scary team.
Acuna back. That team is going to be legitimately dangerous. And the Phillies are always good. They added Lazardo. That rotation is going to be absolutely nasty. But getting back to the Sox, this all offseason, the entire fan base, Craig Breslow, Alex Cora, everyone in Red Sox Nation said the number one need outside of the starting pitcher, which they had already cleaned up and acquired in early December with Bueller and Crochet, was getting
Hmm.
a prevalent impact right-handed bat in the middle of the order between those studs of Duran, Devers, Casas. They accomplished that.
Hmm.
I don't care how much they paid him. They did it. They deserve credit. I think this is a move that can, with everything going right, they could catapult them into a World Series contender. I don't think that's out of the realm to say.
No. No.
And I
I
think,
mean, I just might be on an incredible high from just seeing the Bregman news and seeing all these insane jersey swaps and everything on Twitter, but seeing the fan base just absolutely rallying behind John Henry and the front office. I mean, I haven't seen this from the Red Sox since God, I couldn't even tell you. I guess from the Chris Sale trade
yeah,
was really when everyone was jumping up and down. I mean, the Crochet trade was massive as well, but some people were a little bit disappointed with the prospects that were given up. But I mean, I'm just scrolling on Twitter. I'm seeing nothing but absolute ex I mean, these guys are ecstatic. I mean, Jared Carabas is absolutely melting down, which is
that's his
beautiful to
buddy.
see.
That's his buddy.
Yes, it's
Alex
insane.
Bregman's his guy. I think to round off this video, let's grade the Red Sox offseason Obviously, we got the Alex Bregman signing tonight. You had the Garrett Crochet
Mhm.
trade, which arguably you can maybe argue the Kyle Tucker trade earlier in the
Mhm.
offseason, but one of, if not the biggest trade of the offseason, getting a 25-year-old 4 to 5 wins above replacement starting pitcher like that, adding a guy like Bueller, who is coming off a down year but had a fantastic postseason and is on a one
Mhm.
year prove it deal, who has a ton of upside
Yep.
to bring this rotation
Mhm.
a great performing year. He said today that he's hoping for 180 to 200 innings, and he doesn't feel like that's out of the realm of
Beautiful.
possibility. I could see that. And then other guys like Aroldis Chapman, Justin Wilson. How would you
Mhm.
grade this Boston Red Sox offseason?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't anything less than an A. I mean, this is an A off season at this point. It was already really good to, you know, before this news broke. But I mean, none of us were, pleased with this was all we were going to be doing. It was nice to see one more move just really push this team over the like B plus thresh mark. This is an A. This is an A off season in my opinion. I mean, we're actually paying the man some money. We're giving out deals. We're getting the number one bat that was left on the market, and that's
Yeah, 100%.
all you could really ask for as a Red Sox fan.
Absolutely got the best remaining free agent on the market without a doubt. At this very
Yeah.
moment, I'm gonna go with a B plus, just
Okay.
because I think they can do a little bit more in the bullpen. Like I said,
Hmm.
David Robertson, Kyle Finnegan, a few names still out there on the market who I believe can round off this Red Sox bullpen. Because at this moment, they kind of have a closer by committee. We don't know exactly who is going to
Yeah.
be closing out games. Could be Liam
Hmm.
Hendricks coming off injury, obviously. Could be
Hmm.
Aroldis Chapman, but he's 37. Could be guys like Justin Slayton, Luis Guerrero. Some options in that pen.
I wouldn't stop the idea of I guess we could start with Hendricks or Chapman, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Garrett Whitlock get thrown into that closer role now that he's not in that rotation. And he
Yeah.
was filthy out of the pen. I would be cool to see
Oh
that.
yeah, he absolutely. If he gets back to 2021, Garrett Whitlock out of the pen,
Insane.
lethal.
Lockdown.
That team
Yes.
is just going to be
Yes.
ridiculous.
Yes.
But that will conclude it for this emergency episode of the Diamond Dudes. Thank you
Hmm.
guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time.